Conversate for a few.
Welcome to the next episode of Conversate for a Few. I'm Jonna.
Alan. This is not a podcast about classical music.
Absolutely is not. This is a podcast about hip hop. What we doing today, bruh?
The maturation of artists then and now.
Okay.
Pretty broad topic.
It is a broad topic, but it's not too broad for us though.
Yeah. So, but let the Few Tang Clan and the listeners tuning in know how we actually ended up getting on this subject.
Okay. Well, we was on the phone. It's funny, we was on the phone, and that's how this podcast started. You know what I mean? A long phone conversation about hip hop. But we was on the phone, and we was talking about the
Crabbin.
Huh?
Crabbin.
Crop what?
Crabbin. That's the name of the band. I originally called you because you sent me some fire.
You
didn't
okay?
Say it was fire.
Okay, Crabbin.
Crabbin. Yeah.
And you saying Crabbin? You know why I didn't understand what you was talking about?
Why?
It's because I don't know how to pronounce the name of the band.
Right. So
I never knew that.
I just read how to pronounce it yesterday. I was like, yo, how do you pronounce this? So, yo, Jonna often sends me fire stuff and don't say nothing.
Hey,
don't say he's dropping a bomb. So, and I'm bringing this up. This is important. The backdrop leading to our conversation because it just showed everything be musically oriented and ties back to hip hop. Now, of course, Crabbin isn't hip hop, but it's soul music. But I mean,
honestly, Crabbin is hip hop.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you listen to it, it really their latest album, it is hip hop.
It's pretty much hip hop.
I listened to that joint. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. I played it for my wife. And I was like, yo, this is crazy. So then I hit you.
Yeah.
I was at the barbershop like, yo, you can't send me nothing like that, man, and just don't say nothing. This is insane.
It really is. It's even crazier watching it. Like when because I sent you a tiny disc.
Right, you sent me a tiny disc before. I was bugging.
I was bugging. I know it's off topic, but one of the comments is the band is so syncopated because the drummer is he has the guitar player and the bass player under mind control, and they have to do what he said. It's like, damn.
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah, I was like, but it fits though, because that's how in pocket they are. It doesn't even sound real when you listening to it. So
yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't sound real. So you called about that, and we ended up talking about West Side's project or West Side's song with Stove God Cook.
Right.
Jose Canseco, right?
Jose Canseco, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And how Stove God Cooks went crazy.
Yeah. And then I was asking, did you hear about the other song? I think it's Michael Irvin. Other two songs, Michael Irvin, and I can't remember the name of the other one.
Yeah.
And we was thinking yo, if these dudes, if he got 3 songs on YouTube with Stove God Cook, either they just released a 3-piece or something, or he got an album coming.
Yeah.
And we okay, it must be an album on the way. So I go and look it up. And lo and behold, there's not an album on the way. There's an album out. There's 10, 12 joints out. And I just didn't know. I mean, and the Stove God joint, we've been listening to that for a couple weeks?
Right. Yeah.
At least. So, and that sent us down another rabbit hole. And we was talking about how Griselda specifically released so much product that we really don't know when they have product out. And we might see a single and assume that it's a warm-up single. And it'd be not even a warm-up single. It's actually the flagship song for the album. It's to let you know the album is out.
Yes.
When before you might see a single six months before album.
Right, and it's leading to something. It's like a promo for the album.
Right.
But now when we're seeing it, particularly with Griselda, you're seeing it. That means usually it's out.
Yeah, it's out. There's a product somewhere. You need to go check Apple Music and go check their website. Something. There's no promo.
Yeah.
And that led us. Well, there's a lot of breadcrumbs, right?
A lot.
Yeah, but that led us to a couple conversations about release dates being different and the way artists approach promoting themselves. And then we talked about the fact that they put out so much product, it gives us less chance to see their maturation as
Right.
an artist.
Right. And that's kind of where it would led us to where we are today, the maturation of artists then, meaning in the past and earlier time frames, and now
Right.
and present. And because I asked the question, well, no. I made a statement, and I think you semi agreed with it, but I think you countered with a question. But I was saying, like, I made the point of like a Nas, Illmatic came out 94. The next album didn't come out to 96.
Right.
So when you go back, the greater distance in between artists releasing albums. And I was saying I could see Nas's maturation from 94 to stuff he was, lyrically, he was nice then at both points, but I could see him getting more creative in 96. That's when we got I Gave You Power, which had never been done, someone rapping as an inanimate object, personification on a record to that degree. So I was saying I don't feel like, I was saying, I only say I don't feel like, but I'm just saying I need to know how. How do we gauge your artist that you like his maturation or her maturation if they dropping so much product back to back to back, and you don't really get to see, you don't get to sit with it and then listen to it and then have months in between you, and even a year maybe in between you hearing something else. Like when they coming out, 2-3 times a year, it's hard to see how much they improving or what's being done different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of where we are.
And like you said, I did and do agree with you, right? There's just a slight twist in my opinion. I think we have to nowadays, because they are releasing so much product. And something else came to my mind in between that conversation and this one. There's a difference nowadays, because we may find an artist that is 6 mixtapes in when we find them, and at that rate they're still releasing 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 joints a year, whatever. And when that album come out, they continue to do that, 2 albums, 3 albums a year or whatever. But I think we have to go back further in their process to see maturation. Like before, we didn't get mixtapes from artists before we got, there was an era where there were no mixtapes before. Nas didn't have a mixtape. The only thing we knew about Nas was Live at the Barbecue.
Right. And then album, and then you got mixtape appearances and features after.
Right. And even those were scarce.
Right.
So, but nowadays, you might have an artist like Russ, and when we first found him, he had 11 albums worth of content online when we found him. Right.
So I think you just made it super clear what you have to do. Now, like, because of the technology boom, you have to play catch up. You're in the era that you have to play catch up. Before, it's less technology. So you don't have to play catch up, because when stuff drops, it because of the way it's promoted, etc. And people can't just record a song and put it out the same day around the world.
Right.
That was unheard of in 1995, 6, 7, 8.
Right.
But now you and I, we can record an EP right after this podcast and then upload it, and it's all over the world.
That's a fact.
Right. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, we could do 2, 3.
Yeah.
Right? And so what's happening is, by the time we learn about these people, like, because Nas didn't just start rapping, because it's the same. It's only the twist with technology. He didn't start rapping when Illmatic came out. Even though we only had heard him at Live at the Barbecue, but he was writing, he was rapping, had other songs before that, but we didn't hear them, and there was no outlet for them. Now there's an outlet, so by the time you get onto an artist, you have to go backwards and listen to what they already have available. And that's what I did with Benny. I went like, oh damn, Tanner Talk 3 is really kind of what I got on, and then I went back to all these other mixtapes.
Yeah. Same
way when I started liking 21 Savage, I went backwards and listened to all the other music. Same thing with Nipsey.
Maxo Cream.
You have to go backwards in there. Damn. I mean, even as recent as last night, with you sending me If Cocaine Could Talk Part 6.
Right. You know,
RJ Payne.
that's
Then
crazy.
I had to go back to 4, 5.
Yeah.
And I still got to listen to 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, and that's insane. And I watched the interview from him yesterday, and he said he was dropping 7 projects a year.
Whoa.
Before he got with Griselda.
Right.
Before Griselda, he was doing 7 a year, and when he got with them, they was like, "Yo, you got to slow down."
Right.
I'm like, who are y'all to talk? But so you're right. You're absolutely right. That's the difference. We didn't have the privilege of technology back in the day. The other question what you said made me think about is that we didn't get to hear Nas before he was good.
Right.
So we may actually get to hear from the good artists. Excuse me, from the good artists, we should, in essence, get to hear more maturation. Because we're getting to hear them earlier in their careers. You know?
Right.
But the downfall of that is I think because we hear them earlier in their careers, when they take off, less artists mature at the rate that they used to because this is not necessary to mature.
That's true.
You see what I'm saying? Like you can come out not be as good as not be at your apex. You know what I mean? Pop off, make money, and assume that you're at your apex.
Right. Yeah.
So maybe we're not seeing the maturation in the way that we expect to see it because of technology. And you see what I mean? It's two-sided. It's a double-sided sword.
Yeah, for sure.
But from the artist, the true artist, I think you'll see that maturation. Somebody like Kendrick, if you go listen to Section 80 or the mixtapes prior to Section 80 even, and then go listen to Damn, mega maturation.
Mega, yeah. You're gonna be. It's clear. It's clear.
I know. Kendrick is maybe an outlier, right? So even take somebody, go back to Griselda, take somebody that we talked about, West Side Gun, or Conway the Machine. I mean,
Conway, yeah, that's a good example.
You can clearly see Conway's maturation over the last 2 years.
Yeah, I mean, you can see, and you brought up Benny, but even with Conway from the Flex freestyle, you can see Conway maturation from that to now.
And Benny's from the Sway freestyle. You can see Benny's maturation from that Sway freestyle to, and that's another thing we didn't get. Well, we got mixtape freestyles and things like that before artists popped off, Jadakisses and You're Fabulous and Mace and everything, you know. So the maturation just came in different ways, man.
Yeah, and I'm actually now about to contradict myself because I actually think now that we talked it through that it's easier now to gauge the maturation because you have more. Number one, you have more points of references to go by to start and stop up to the point like you saying. By the time you heard Nas was Nas.
Right.
But and it's not like we heard about Illmatic, then we could go back and listen to his mixtapes and stuff.
That's
right. You can't do that. You know what I mean? But by the time we hear Benny, and I'm saying personally for me, like I knew of him before, but like when it really popped, it was Tana Talk 3 was a big, you know what I mean, certified classic for him.
Absolutely.
Everybody talked about. And so when I hear that, then I'm able to go backwards. So what I'm saying is we have more access to insight to artist maturation. We don't have that. We can't do that with Jay-Z and none of the other greats from that era. Nope. Because we don't have anything really. We have if you have anything, you may have a freestyle or a scarce song here or there scattered, but you don't have usually 4, 5, 6, 7 bodies of work before they debut album to go back and say, damn, he got good over the years. He grew in this area.
The one we would have the most evidence for is Jay-Z.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because of the Hawaiian Sophie and original
flavors.
Yeah. You know what I mean? That run of stuff, and even that wasn't a ton of artwork.
Yeah.
You know, few songs, maybe an album
That's
here,
what I'm
you know,
saying. Yeah, scattered, right?
scattered. From somebody like Big, all you got is the stuff that DJ Clark Kent did in his basement. You know, that rare stuff that you can find online, and the stuff that you see him
Freestyle on the corner.
on the corner on Fulton. That's as much as we got.
Right.
You know,
You don't
nowadays.
have no 4 big mixtapes or no 4 albums before the debut album.
Nah, I mean,
You know?
Russ had 11 projects before anybody knew who he was. Anybody in the industry.
Yeah.
You know, of course, he obviously had some fans by that point, but you know, do you think it's a benefit to maturation to do it the way we do it today, or do you think it's more of a benefit?
Man, and it's funny. I'm torn between the two because I like the fact that when I find out about an artist now, they usually have multiple projects I can go back to and listen by the time I find them. The only problem with that is like a Russ. When I found out about Russ, yeah, he had 11 projects, but see, he's still recording, he's still putting out music at the time I'm finding out. So I'm trying to. It make it very hard to catch up sometime to the artist. Yeah. See, it's doing too much. I'm not saying he was doing too much by doing that because he's doing what he loved. And so obviously he's inspired to make music. But what I'm saying is because everything is so accessible and you can do stuff so easily today and put it out, it's like, man, if I find out about an artist and they got 20 albums, am I really going to sit down and go through 20 albums back? Like, because guess what? It's 10, 20 other Russes I'm finding out about at the same time. Now I got to go through, you know what I mean? You got to go through 50 damn albums now.
Right.
Back albums.
Not new music.
Artists. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. It's like it's a, you know, a lot of pros and cons to it.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you this. I like it for business reasons.
Okay.
From the business side of things, I like it. Like, I can appreciate the way it is today. And that's because we're going to keep using Russ, right? When we finally find, or even us, when we finally pop, and we will, right?
Yeah.
We'll have 3 years of content.
Right.
In the tuck.
There are hundreds of episodes.
Hundreds of episodes in the tuck. You know. So that's like gold. That is your capital as an artist. So you today they have the ability to put that art that they create into a situation where it's valuable. Back in the day, we made mad music before anybody got an opportunity to put music out. But that music would just sit, and by the time we were able or had enough money to go buy some towers to burn our own CDs or save up enough money to get CDs pressed or whatever it was. You see what I'm saying? Those songs, we need to record new ones.
Right. And by the time we could do that, a lot of them, as you say, they lost in the sands of time.
Gone.
I don't even know. My first song I recorded with you, we have no clue where any of that is. It's gone.
And that's a lot my fault though, because I was never really good with capture. I was good with creation, but with capture is not my, you know what I mean? It's not like I've told people I always looked at beats like sandcastles. You know what I mean? You could build a beautiful, elaborate sandcastle, but you know the wave is coming and you're gonna have to build another one.
Right.
So don't get attached to it.
Mm-hmm.
Build it as beautifully as you can, and go ahead and turn your head and start digging.
Yeah.
But I think that mindset left out the capture and archivist part. And
it did.
And that part is important. And I realized that at 44, about to be 45 in September, I realized that the capture and the archivist in me should have done a lot better job, you know, because you would be able to see my maturation,
right?
You know, but that's the catch though. If we'd have been living in today's time, we wouldn't have to worry about it because everything we created would be on the internet.
Yeah, it'd be on the internet. It'd be man, multiple places.
We wouldn't have to worry about losing it. when it goes
Right.
up, it's up. When we put it out, it's out.
Up. Right.
See what I'm saying? But we couldn't put it
Believe
out.
somebody got it.
Somebody
Multiple
got
people
it.
gonna have it.
That's
Yeah.
right. Somebody got it.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So that's why I say that's another reason that I think today's climate, the way technology has changed the maturation of the artist. I think I'm nostalgic about how it was, but I'm leaning towards how it is.
Yeah. I get that. I'm the same boat. I'm in the same boat. And I think the way it's done nowadays, it makes you really have to follow the artist that you say you like.
That's right.
You know,
That's right. And that's one of the points that I was gonna make when you were saying when you were making your point earlier about it being almost a doing too much thing, where it's they're putting their fans in a predicament, right? Where you either gonna be a mega fan and go dive deeply into all of this music that I created, or you just gonna walk away from me. But I'm giving you the opportunity to lose a month of your life in this catalog. But that's the catch though. If they get you to do that, there's no way you don't come out a mega fan.
Right. Which
There's
is
no
why,
way.
I agree. And which is why I also was going to say the benefit of all that is when you have a cult following nowadays, cult following is stronger than it was in the past.
True indeed.
Precisely because of it.
Yeah, cult followings are definitely stronger than they were. I mean, because you don't have to travel as much to be a cult following fan. The content is they travel, they bring themselves to you.
Yeah.
You know, on the internet. I mean, yeah, I don't know, man. It might be. I would like to talk to a younger person that's really deeply into music and talk to them about the maturation of an artist and what they see, because we were recognizing the maturation of artists when we were young. We saw the maturation of Mobb Deep. We saw the maturation of Jay-Z. We saw the maturation of Nas, and we were recognizing it. So I feel like they definitely would be able to recognize it more than we would from where they sit now. So I would wonder, without the influence of seeing it before technology, how they feel about it.
Oh, okay.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we have a skewed perspective, because we saw, it's like we're gonna have a skewed perspective on mobile phones because there was a time we didn't have them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they never got to experience a 6-month rollout.
Yeah. Nah. It's so funny how you saying they didn't get the experience. They don't know life without music being in the form that it is now.
At all.
Right? Like, this is so funny that you say that. I'm laughing because I'm just thinking about how I know life without a computer and life without a cell phone.
That's right.
You know what I mean? I know a dial-up phone.
Right.
But like, this is so crazy. My son is like, the other day, it was like, Dad, you left that thing in my room, you know, that kind of got that. He was talking about a damn CD player with a cassette. You know, that left that thing in my room that, you know what I mean, to plug up. It was a CD, you know, the CD on top, and then the tape cassette.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh
man.
boy.
So funny the way he said it. Like, he said it like it was so foreign to him. Like, it don't make sense.
It don't. It's like us looking at an 8-track.
You know, that weird thing that you have is
right.
in my room.
That we used to live by.
Right.
We lived by it. Like,
yeah, I remember, that was life, man.
It was life. I remember standing in front of those in my teen years, standing in front of the radio, waiting for them to play the right song so I could record it.
Hit record, yeah.
Come on, man. And then he talking about this. You left this thing in here, this relic.
He didn't know what to call it. He didn't know the name. Like, he couldn't give it a name.
It's a relic.
Oh my God.
Yeah, man. I mean, so imagine how they perceive an artist maturing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, the parameters are completely different.
Way different, man.
Completely different. So I don't know I don't know. I don't know how they perceiving it. You know, I don't know if it's coming out too fast for them to see the difference. I assume they are, because we were, but we had way less variables to deal with than they do.
Yeah, that's true.
You know,
That's true.
we didn't have nearly as many variables as they have to navigate an artist's direction.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh man, that tickled me. That really tickled me.
I thought it would.
Oh boy, I can't stop thinking about it. He said this thing that you
Yeah.
plug up. The funny thing is like it ain't even about the plugging up part. He didn't even consider the things that you put into it to play music. He just was like, "Yo, this attaches to the wall. I don't know what to do with this.
Right.
It's not mobile."
Like he did. Right. He didn't understand it. Like cassette and CD. He didn't understand it.
Yeah, nah, and you wouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't. You know, I mean, think about it. Somebody hand you one of them fat 8 tracks, and you ain't never seen one before. You don't know what to do to that.
Right. Right.
If you from a certain area, you might think it go in a video game.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And now kids nowadays wouldn't even assume that it goes in a video game.
I know. Yeah.
You know. So back to our topic, because I know we got off the topic, man. But that was good. That was necessary.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was necessary. The importance of maturation. Do you think? I kind of know what your opinion may be, but do you think maturation is as important in art today as it was then?
No, I don't. I don't think so. And the reason why is because, as we talked about before, the goal. The further you go back, for the most part, the goal was being as nice as you can be.
Yeah.
Damn, I gotta be as good, you know. But now it's been shown and proven that you don't have to be that good. So I don't think people are working. Well, the Kendricks, the Coles, the Boogies, the certain artists are really working on the craft, getting better and perfecting it. But the majority of artists, they have something to say, they feel it, they inspire it, and they just do it. They don't care too much about their growth from album to album and mastering their craft. I don't think that is sine qua non or a super essential to being for them to do what they want to do. I don't think they care about that.
I think you hit the nail on the head. I think what they want to do is different than. Not to say that back in the day, people didn't want to be rich and famous.
Right.
I just don't think none of us believed that we could be as rich and as famous as these kids believe they can be.
Yeah.
So the desire to be as rich and as famous as these kids desire to be wasn't there.
Yeah.
You know, so it was definitely more about being nice. And I think nowadays, it's way less about being nice than it is about securing the bag. And if you start securing the bag, then what you do is put yourself in a position to get more bags, not get nicer.
Right, exactly, and I think that's the punchline right there.
Yeah.
Like, why do I need to get nicer? What I'm doing is working, and it's getting me millions of dollars and thousands of fans.
Right.
So what do you mean?
Right.
You know what I mean?
You know, a perfect example of that is somebody like DaBaby.
Yeah.
Because DaBaby was grinding for a long time before he popped. So we could see his maturation from when he first started creating to when he popped. But in my opinion, once he popped, the maturation halted.
Oh, yeah.
Because he found the formula that created the success he was looking for. So why am I changing this? I'm never going to change this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And maturation is going to create change in some shape, form, or fashion.
Yeah. And so I feel like I agree with you. And I think when that, like him, and like when it happens to others, they just put it in cruise control when they find it.
Yep. They start traveling and doing more appearances, doing more shit. They start securing the bag.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
That's what it goes to.
Right.
So, yeah, I think the maturation of this era, and I don't think it has anything to do with young and old.
No.
I think
I
that's
think it has something to do with error.
yeah, I think it has something to do with era and the technology and the variables that you have to navigate and deal with during the era that you come up in. I think is what's creating this. I think the technology is less than the maturation. I think technology is doing it all because technology gives you the access to the exposure sooner. You see what I mean? And that exposure, I think, is... It's funny because we all wanted exposure, but we wanted it for different reasons. You see what I'm saying? And again, I think we wanted it for different reasons because of our expectations of what it could get us. If I thought being the best rapper on the planet could get me millions of dollars, you see what I probably would have approached it different. But what I knew it could get me was a lot of respect.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and I don't think people, they're foregoing the respect to get the millions because they know the access of the millions.
Yeah.
I wonder if I would have foregone the access of respect for the access of millions if I thought I could get there.
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah.
That's why I'm not saying it's an age thing because I don't know what I would have done if I was living today.
Yeah.
You know.
That's true. Yeah, I was in that same boat. Like I'm rapping. I wanted to get money, but even more than that, I wanted to be known as the nicest.
Yeah.
I wanted what I'm creating to be like respected and well received.
Right.
You know what I mean? And probably that time, if it was respected and well received on a global scale, but I wasn't getting the money, I probably would have been happy.
I know you would have been. I know you.
Which is insane.
It's nuts.
With a wife and children now, I need that money, man.
I need that coin. Yeah, I need that coin. So I totally understand what they're talking about. I know why they do what they do. You know, but like we always talk about, I think this needs to be added. The business music, we don't call it the music business. The business music, I feel like they definitely were a part of halting the maturation.
Oh yeah.
Of art, of the art. Hence the artist. You know what I mean? And because we talk about it, once they started shelling that coin out, we don't want you to be too creative. We want you in this box because we know this box creates coins.
Right. And here's the thing: the business, right? What? Okay. There's a book called "Pain: The Gift That Nobody Wants."
Okay.
You know, and I'm bringing that up because people want money. See, once you introduce large sums of money into the art, people don't want pain, or they've already experienced pain, so they're looking for ease. They want, you know what I mean, security. They want pleasure. They want all these other things that they feel like if they get the money, it can alleviate a lot of problems.
Right. People
don't want problems. Problems is pain and stress. Nobody wants that naturally.
Fact.
Right? So when you introduce money into the equation, then my mind now is geared to that. And it lessens me worrying about how authentic I am as an artist and the quality of my art. Just that, you know, the money, you know, some of the attention that was being placed on maturation and perfecting your craft and all of that, a lot of that gets shifted to what we can do to get the money to alleviate pain.
Facts.
And bring about the things that I want.
Facts. That's a beautiful summation, bro. And I think that's the business's approach to halting the maturation of hip hop right there. Of the average hip hop artist, of 90% of them. That's exactly what they did. I mean, because we come from places of pain. We come from worry. We come from debt. We come from lack a lot of times. So you put something in front of us that's going to give us the opportunity to lessen that lack for not only me, but those around me. Yeah. But because you know the business better, you tell me that my exploration may put that at risk.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So I'm going to definitely explore this because I know what I did last time worked. And you telling me that if I explore myself and I explore, you see what I'm saying, art in this landscape, in this world, that is probably going to lessen my chances of that security that I just captured. Yeah, you definitely going to shuck and jive.
Yeah.
Most people going to shuck and jive.
Right. Yeah. Right. Right. Yeah, and that's kind of where we are.
That's
Today.
where we've been.
Yeah. Well, yeah, where we've been.
That's where we've been.
But we just sitting on a higher scale today because we was talking about the analogy you made with the McDonald's. So you know what I mean. That's in abundance today. It's great music.
Yeah.
But a lot of what we're getting is what it can be packaged and moved out quickly.
Yep. That's it. That's the truth. Oh man. So let's talk about a couple artists that I know we mentioned Kendrick. We always mention Cole.
Yeah.
We mentioned Maxo. But just some artists out there that we feel like have maturity on the mind more or at least as much as securing that bag.
I'll say Boogie.
I knew that was going to be the first one you said.
Yeah. Because I went through his whole catalog. I can see he has worked diligently to become where he is now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At the level that he has.
And Boogie is signed where?
Boogie, oh man.
I think he's on Columbia.
He may be, look it up.
Yeah,
I know he's heavily associated with TDE, but he's not TDE.
And Aftermath.
Yeah.
Yep.
M signed him though.
He's on Shady. He's on Shady. That's why I kept thinking the Dre thing. He's on Shady.
Right. Shady. Yeah, he's Shady.
Yeah. For sure. Another one that I wanted to mention on that list is JID.
Yeah. I was gonna say him next.
I knew you was gonna say him next. You know what I mean? But
I knew between the two of us, his name was gonna come up.
Yeah.
And I just can't. Damn, man, we just got to give a salute to him on what he did on Revenge of the Dreamers 3.
Right.
Because from when I first heard him to then and what he was doing, I mean, I can see his maturation from projects to even listen to early Earth Game projects.
Yep.
That he's on to Revenge of the Dreamers 3. Now that man, you can see his maturation is clear.
He working.
Yeah, he working, man.
Yeah.
He's perfecting his craft.
Yeah, he really is. He really is. I agree. He's one that's really you could tell he in it for something. And it's dope that he's at a label like he's at Dreamville, right?
Yeah, Dreamville.
Yeah. And you could tell that he's aiming at Cole.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like he want Cole's spot.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what hip hop is about. Wanting to be the nicest.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And when you think about it, and I understand the money get. Yeah. Now I'm gonna now I'm gonna argue against what we agreed on, where the money gets introduced and you don't care that much about being, you know what I mean?
Right.
But look, the more money Michael Jordan made, it didn't at all make him be like, yo, I don't even want to be that good no more. You know what I mean? I'm good where I'm at. No, even though he was getting Gatorade contracts, shoe contracts, he still wanted to dominate everybody on the fucking court all the time. You know what I mean?
Period. Yeah.
And I can say that about a Jay.
Yeah.
A Nas, even though they were getting money, they still wanted to be. I'm the nicest though with this.
Facts.
They still wanted to be the nicest.
Facts.
They still stuck to just the simple principle of, you got to be good. Because think about this: who just want to be bad at what you do? That don't even make sense.
That don't make sense.
That's not even human nature. Whatever you're doing, you want to be good at it.
Yeah. Hence, you wouldn't even do it if you didn't think you was gonna be good at it. Yeah. So, I agree. Like. But those are, I mean, it's going to be something that kill me. But we dealing with a generation of people an era of people that'll tell you LeBron is the best when he's not a killer.
Right, he's not a killer.
Then how are you the best? You can't be the best if you're not a killer. You see what I'm saying?
Facts.
Jordan, Kobe, these are killers. But these are people that got their coin but still wanted to be the greatest of all time. You see what I mean? So in this era, we dealing with a bunch of people that I feel like are LeBrons. They have the capability to be great.
Yeah.
But they're not killers.
Right. They don't have the killer instinct.
Right. They don't, it's all right not to be the best. It's all right not to be the best. I got away from the list, but Joey Badass, man. Did you hear this recent product that he put out? I
heard one. It's funny, today is the first day I heard one song, the one he got the video for.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I gotta hear it though. I can just say that. I have not heard but one song.
I think it's maybe 3 or 4 songs, but he got some fire.
Yeah,
he got some fire.
He should definitely be mentioned. I love Joey Badass.
Yeah, I rock with Joey Badass, man.
Yeah.
I really like Pro Era. They don't get enough shine.
They don't.
But those are people that I think care about maturation.
Yeah, they do.
Oddly enough, if somebody as popular as Travis Scott, I think cares.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I
think it's clear though. I think the way he put projects together, the way he approaches music creatively shows that he cares about it.
Right. Right. And the funny thing is Travis Scott being mega famous, I'm gonna say a name of someone that's mega famous, but I don't really think they care about maturation. I think they care about the formula. And that's Drake.
Oh, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I think he cares about the formula of creating sonic gold.
Yeah, absolutely. I can see that. Yeah.
Which is going to create monetary, gain out of this world. But I don't know that he cares about getting better as an artist.
No. I don't see that either. I think he's very smart and talented, but I do feel like he's concerned about creating a formula to get the outcome.
Right.
And he's been able to do that. And if he can consistently do that, then he's happy with that.
Yeah.
And not too much concern with him as an artist actually getting better at the art.
Right.
Rather than, no, I know the formula, I know how to work it, and I can make sonic gold.
You know who that sounds like?
Who?
50.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, absolutely. I think we definitely can lay that on 50.
Yeah, it sounds, what you said, you could have been talking about 50 Cent.
Yeah,
and,
I agree.
And nobody would have known the difference.
Yeah.
Because there was no maturation. There was a point where he figured out the formula, and he was like, this is what we got, this is what we going with.
And I'm going to stick to it.
This is it.
And that's what he did.
Same thing the baby doing.
Yep. And it's funny you mentioned that. That's 3: Drake, the baby, 50, and there's others, but absolutely. Now and it's funny because now when you look at, like, say, a Jay with his last full album, like, you can see he's still concerned.
That is insane, yo. This man is 50 years old. He put out his first product in 1989.
Yeah.
Sophie came out in 89. 1989 is the first time we heard product from this man. It is 2020. And this man is considered the greatest of all time, and he is still getting better. He's still growing as an artist.
And in his expression of the art. Yep.
Right. This is that. Yeah. That's Frank Sinatra status of hip hop. Yeah. Like, what else could you ask for from a hip hop artist? That right there is the model of maturation, in my opinion.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Now, granted, some people are gonna be like, "You're out of your mind. He ain't changed his content until 444. In all these years, all he rapped about was girl." People gonna say that partying, drugs, girls, money. But if you can't hit a maturation of what this dude has been doing over time, you got to be able to see it. And I think he hit a super. I mean, he went even further with this last project, that's
Right.
the crazy part.
Right, and I'm glad you brought that point up, because what I would say to people that were raised that argument, I would say that we got to understand that maturation isn't just content. You can like, switching content doesn't mean that you've matured in your development as an artist.
Right.
Changing your content, it can still have the same weak, bad flow and delivery.
Facts. Just because you switched up what you talking about don't mean you mature as an artist.
Right.
And you can show your maturity as an artist, not change your flow at all, and just show how you matured as a person through your art expression.
Yes.
Which is what 444 was.
Mm-hmm.
Because he didn't change his rapping. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, it was Jay-Z. And the content was different, but it was him that was different.
Yeah.
Which allowed him to create different content.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so continuing to grow as a person and being able to bring that to the art is part of maturing as an artist.
Yeah. Because because this is what also can happen. People grow as a person, but don't know how to express it in their art.
Exactly. Or afraid to. Future.
Yeah.
Future said he stopped his drug use a while back, was afraid to express that in his music because he didn't think his fans would connect with him anymore.
Right.
So you continue to lead these people astray while you over here getting your life together.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
growing.
You over here growing. Like, you see what I mean? But that's the difference in artists. You know, like, the bag was more important than being a better artist.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow. So, is money the only thing that stops maturity? Like, money or the lack of ability?
I would say, I guess, the lack of ability too.
I mean,
because like I'm saying, if you're growing as a person, but
you just don't got it, you ain't got it.
Right. It's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, I get that. So outside of lack of ability, is money the only thing that we feel like money or the chase of fame, which we gonna all throw in the same bucket. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because that's semantics. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So I think so.
I can't think of anything else.
That's what I'm saying. I really honestly can't think of anything else. Because outside of that, what you got is just art and people doing art for the art of it.
Right. Are we gonna throw technology on there, or does technology just give you more access to the money faster? You see what I'm saying? Like, technology.
Yeah, that's what I think. Technology. Yeah. I think it gives you more access to the money faster.
Yeah. Wow. I think we might have stumbled on why the myth of the starving artist was ever created. Because you might not ever get no art if you didn't starve their ass.
That's funny. Yeah, that might be the case.
That might be the case. Based on what we saying, bro, you might not really you'll get it, but it won't keep getting better.
It won't keep getting better because they're not digging deep within themselves and expressing themselves. You know what I mean? Because they're not under pressure, reaching for something. It's hard to reach for something that you already got it.
Right. You got stuff in your hands. Yeah, my hands is full. How am I gonna reach for that?
Yeah.
You gotta put something down to reach for something else. Yeah. Wow. Did we get philosophical on this one, bro?
Semi. Few Tang Clan should be used to that, though.
Yeah, they ought to know. We just been gone for a minute, so it's you know. Well, it's good to be back though. It's good to be back.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, hell yeah. Oh man, I don't know, man. God knows. So
I went by quick.
It did, didn't it? It did it. But is that all we got on that one though? Cause
yeah, I think so. But I think it led us into something I would seriously want to look at, which is about the myth of the starving artist.
You know what? We did that episode before, but I think we need to go back to it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think we need to revisit it with this new
under this lens.
Yeah, because I think it brings about a whole nother discussion.
Yeah, I think so too. Wow.
Because here's the other thing. I didn't want to get into it, but this is going to be the first point I make on that podcast and revisit it. Yeah. You don't ever get growth as an individual without pain.
That's right. It's called pain investment. I just learned that yesterday. It was some pain investment. You can get some growth. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wow. And I just thought, and I want to go all the way into it. I guess we'll call these teases. It's no wonder why labels never give you the money they owe you. They always give you a gift. They always give you just like on the Ghostface album, you know what I'm saying? We keep you pretty, we keep you such and such, but no dough.
No dough. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, nah, man, that's a fact. I mean, you get, man, because now it almost sounds like, are we pro the industry business tactics? What I'm saying is, are they smart for using the psychology of knowing if you get like raising the children, if you give them to, you can spoil them.
Yeah.
And then you won't get the good out of them.
That's right. That's right. That's right. I mean, I think the point is, we understand psychologically how the practice works, right? Yeah. We're not talking about the morality of it, though.
Right, nah.
You see what I mean? Like, the moral thing to do would be to understand that psychology of a person, understand that they need to have something to reach for, and figure out a proper way to get them to try to attain it versus robbing them. Right.
Yeah. Giving them what they're due, but also keeping them inspired to grow.
Exactly. That's a healthy relationship.
That's a healthy.
That's not what you find in the music business.
Nah.
In the business music.
Yeah.
Right. So, but that was a good little tease. But yeah, we definitely gonna do the myth of the starting artist again.
Yeah.
That was. Wow. Yeah, man. But I mean, if we did enough on this one, man, we can go ahead and close it out.
All right. Yeah, I think we did, man. We covered it.
All right, man. I'm not even going to go through the whole spiel this time. I'm just going to tell y'all we apologize for the long delay, for being away for so long. We missed y'all as much as we hope y'all missed us. You know what I
mean? Right. We just wanted y'all to say our maturation. So we had to give y'all some time.
Yeah, we had to take time. You know what I mean? That's all it was, a little maturation period. You know what I mean? Yeah. And now you get to see our beautiful faces every week. You know what I mean? Along with hearing our voices. As usual, I'm going to ask y'all to go to Facebook and Instagram and follow us at Conversate for a Few. And if you on Facebook and Instagram and you see this, make sure you subscribe to YouTube. Conversate for a Few, No Fridays for Me, all of that. It'll be everywhere. Hopefully we'll have this joint on IG Live. And stay tuned for the limited edition Few Tang Clan merch. I promise it's coming soon.
Yo, our merch coming is like Dre Detox.
Exactly. But when it show up, she gonna be fire though.
Yeah.
That's all that matters. You know what I'm saying? That's all that matters. But with that being said, yo, I'm Jonna.
I'm Alan. This was not a podcast about classical music.
Absolutely was not. This is a podcast about hip hop. Make room for the tag.
Conversate for a few.
Hustle, welcome, man, they had to send me. Hustle from Raleigh, live from NC with your hosts, John and Alan. Relate to the two, you are now listening to Conversate for a Few. Check it on SoundCloud, debate with your crew. They talking hip-hop from the late to the new. From July till June end, no Fridays for me, tune in. Please listen to this podcast. 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 Please listen to this podcast.